Lemon Amiga presents a Playthru video review. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, welcome to another Lemon Amiga playthrough review. This time we'll be taking a look at Alien Fish Finger, originally copyright 1995 by David J. Cruikshank. Just going through the menu screens here, you can change the high scores, the level of difficulty, the start level. I'll be starting on level 1 on the medium setting. And the object of this level is to collect 20 items and then we can leave. So I first came across this game by accident really. I noticed it had been played on the Lemon vs AB International Games compo, but didn't give it any thought. I noticed there was an interview and read the interview with the author on the AmigaPD.com website and didn't give it any thought. And then I think I was wandering around Aminet and it came up again and I thought, well, let's look at this. And to my surprise, what a great game, what a hidden gem. The player starts off with 4 bars of energy there, you can see at the top left hand corner, and they can collect more energy. Sometimes the guys will drop energy by shooting the guys. There you go, that's 1. If you top up that energy up to a maximum of 5, and you can collect many lives as well, as we shall see later on. So, the object of these levels is basically just to get through these guys. And the guys are quite intelligent. They are very intelligent for computer simulated guys, and they will run and duck and hide and do all the kinds of things that you'd expect from guys.
Weapon
and just picking up an extra gun there for a new weapon, and some of those tri-atoms there. So what can you do with a new weapon? Well, it just makes life a little easier when you're shooting these guys. You can do it pretty quickly. You have to shoot these guys maybe 3 or 4 times to get a decent secured kill, or you can lob a grenade and one will die just like that. But this is another secret area that I've managed to find, and in here you will find an alien which can run up this easily. So these secret areas are well worth going into. Not only will you find extra tri-atoms like that, but you'll find extra letters like this one, and energy and bonus lives and all these kinds of things. So it's well worth getting into those areas if you can. So let's get out of there and speed it back up again. Sometimes you have to be careful dropping down from those high platforms. You don't want to lose energy after just picking up whatever you've managed to find in the bonus area. But as you can see, the atmosphere of this game is pretty creepy, and it's kind of dark as well, which all adds to the tension in the atmosphere. And on every screen, the player will find different puzzles to solve. On this one, you have to blow your way through that scenery to get to those tri-atoms. And sometimes, as you can see, it's not very easy to get down to those guys, so I'm lobbing grenades in the general direction. You can alter the grenade trajectory, high throw, low throw. You can more or less do what you like with grenades. It's a very adaptable game, and that is the hardest tri-atom to get to, as we shall see. That's often the very last tri-atom that you pick up on this level, so we'll try and get to that atom in a minute. Let's see how we manage to do it. Just get rid of all these guys, pick up all those items. So we lob a grenade from there and hopefully jump on the grenade to the level. No luck so far. 3rd time, no, that's wasted. Still can't do it. I'm running out of grenades here and energy, so I better just continue this level and pick up a few bits and pieces before I try that again. You might have noticed the guy in the robo suit there, which makes him twice as hard to kill. and I picked up all the letters there for the extra, so I picked up the extra life. You do pick up the letters quite frequently, and sometimes the guys will drop letters. Just picked another one there. So picking up the extra lives, if you're careful, you can pick up quite a number early on. So let's go for another hidden section of the game if you get these two. This screen holds another hidden area. If you throw a grenade from here, lob it into this general position, you can then hop up and hop into another bonus screen. So let's see if I manage it. No, down to 1 level of health. Well, let's try it again just for the sake of it. And that's how you do it, jump up. I did manage to jump up, but I died and respawned in the wrong area. So that was a wasted attempt, never mind. No more hidden places down there. So that just leaves me to escape on the elevator, and I've no idea how many tri-atoms I've picked up, but I just know I've picked up as many as I can, so that's enough. And all you have to do is sit down in the cockpit, and away you go. There's also a nice backstory to this game, and these storylines might feed the player a few tips of information. On this next level, it's a case of finding your way to the exit, so let's see if we can manage to do that. And I've collected quite a few guns there, as you might notice, so it won't be long before I get another weapon upgrade. And some of these guys are hard to kill. As I say, the intelligence in this game is quite remarkable. Sometimes the guys will just jump down or attack you. Sometimes they'll hide in a corner and just pick up that extra life there for getting that extra. And so yeah, the AI on this game makes this game worth playing. The graphics and the details and the background as well. All these little extra added effects. And just go for the weapon upgrade.
Weapon upgraded.
There you go. What does that do for me? It gives me kind of a laser weapon. So mowing through these guys gives you a level of satisfaction, and every screen in this game is challenging. It offers a different level of difficulty. So let's see if we can get into this bonus area. Lob a grenade from about this point down there, and then jump up. Oh dear, let's try that again. Even without the grenade blast, but it was worth getting in there to get our energy. We'll get a trophy there for discovering the secret area, and another letter, and an extra life. That puts me up to 4, that's tremendous. I think you can have up to 8, 7 or 8 extra lives. And oh, I died there. It's so tricky sometimes jumping off those high platforms. You try and conserve energy as much as possible, but you can still lose it trying to get out of the bonus area. So what is there down here? This looks like another entrance to another secret place, and it is just a couple of guys guarding it. So this game reminds me a lot of Benefactor. The way the small sprite handles the levels. Unlike Benefactor, you can't grab hold of platforms and climb, but the overall feel of the game, it's certainly got that Benefactor-esque shooting, fighting platform formula, and it improves upon that formula, I have to say, manyfold. Even though the pickups are limited, it's always worth picking those up. It's always a decent reward to get those. And these things, these green blobs, at least they drop some energy so you can weigh yourself in there without incurring too much damage. Oh no, it looks like another mountain. Well, this is guaranteed to be another bonus area. If you want to go the hard way, you can lob a grenade in that direction and try and get up there. But it's not for letting me do that. And oh, it's so easy to blow yourself up with little grenades sometimes as well. Sometimes the levels like this have got ground guns which you can't knock out, unfortunately. It'd be helpful to knock those out with a grenade, but you can't. They really do rapid fire, on those levels, so that's one to watch out for. These guys as well in dark, difficult tunnels get that extra life there, which helps, and lose it again straight away, which doesn't help. And get up there, there's even more guys. And this is another secret area. This is precisely the area that I managed to find and capture during the introduction, which you might recognise. And in here, a couple of grenades, energy, trophy, usual thing. Sometimes there's a monster in there as well the very first time you find that level. So we'll skip the ripped intro sequence and get to another bit. And on this screen we find a UFO. And he'll lob grenades and fire a chain gun at you. First of all, you've got to tunnel your way through, and it's not always easy. And the easiest thing to do is to get under him, get over to this side of the screen, get those extra grenades, and then lob them in his general direction. So let's see how easy that is. One grenade, unlucky. Try again, and a grenade blew another grenade up, which can be helpful. Unfortunately, you can't shoot the enemy's grenades out of the sky there, however much you'd like to have that feature. In this version, it isn't in there. You can lob grenades to remove grenades, which is helpful if you have them. If you haven't, you have to exit that screen to avoid the blast, and then enter the screen again to continue the firepower. Luckily, the enemy's damage will not decrease by leaving the screen, and by avoiding this hail of firepower, if you'd like to cut through this section, this is the easy way to that hidden bonus area we detected earlier on. So if we take a leap of faith off here, we land, lose some more energy, but in here, what do we find? An extra life and extra energy. We definitely need that. It's certainly worth exploring these areas. Always nice to find those extra rewards. Let's see if I can manage it without losing energy. No, never mind. And all the way back again. It was still worth it to pick up that extra life. I'm now up to 5 on level 2, which is tremendous. And again, the bullets there mean I'm well on my way to another weapon upgrade. But now it's time to leave this level, shoot the last guy, and skedaddle-ski. But oh no! A guy's waiting for you, and that's probably the only gun that you can't pick up. Never mind. You've trashed your ship. The aim of this level is to obviously find another form of transport after that. So let's speed this game up by another 300% and see what we find. So even though the enemies don't vary, they come in the same size and shape, they do get a level harder on each level. So if you pick up the weapon upgrade, you will find they're just as easy to dispose of. They probably take 5 or 6 shots to get rid of, no matter which weapon you seem to have. But by getting that weapon upgrade, you will make sure it doesn't increase to 9 or 10, which would be an absolute catastrophe on these levels. There should really be an extra hard mode so that it takes that many shots to kill them with the weediest gun. But as you can see, I've picked up those 2 pickups there, which you need to complete the level. And there was another pickup there that I picked up on that radio mast, whatever that is. And probably if you climb that mast, there's an extra bonus up there, but I haven't managed to do that. On this screen, there's 2 UFOs, which is surprisingly easy to destroy on this playthrough for some reason. Usually they're a nightmare, but that's that gotten rid of. Maybe there's hidden bonuses up there beyond the moon, I don't know.
Weapon upgraded.
You never know on this game, there can be any kinds of hidden traps and treasures. So that's the weapon upgrade, and now I'm on rockets. So the the guys take fewer shots to
Extra.
kill, and that should help me in good stead now that I've picked up those extra lives as well. I'm now on 6 lives on this 3rd stage. So, as I said, the guys don't change, but they do get a little bit harder. Mainly the thing that changes is the level design, which is always unique, and there's always a different way to kill guys on every screen. And some screens are easier than others. Sometimes it's the waiting game. I'll lure that guy out there by triggering his playfield and luring him out. And here you can see I can use those 3 items I picked up to remove the energy shield. But before I do that, I can get through that rock and pick up an extra energy capsule, which I'll definitely need for removing that guy. No easy way to kill him. I can't blow my way through there, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to go the hard way. And jumping up there immediately deactivates those things from the 3 items I picked up. So it's plucking up courage time and jumping down there. There's no easy way to do this. You just have to time it about here, lob a few grenades, and see how long it takes you. There's no need for auto-fire on this game either. The built-in auto-fire is ample enough, and jump over a few of their bullets to conserve that energy. And away we go, on to level 4. This level reminds me of a spooky graveyard level. It's the most haunted of all the levels, with that lightning in the background, and the sneaking up on guys never gets tiring on this game. And let's see what we find on these later screens then. Climbing up those platforms, we notice a lift, and many guys will spill out of that lift on hard mode, I noticed. And just when you think things are easy, you get another UFO, a harder UFO this time. I've been known to spend a good 5 minutes on the screen, get rid of this guy, but the easiest thing to do is to get a bit of height on him, and just to rain bullets down from above. Sometimes that guy's a pain to kill. Let's follow him down there and get rid of him. And another mountain looms. Let's see if I can get into this bonus area, if in fact it is a bonus area. First grenade, and it slips down the gap. Oh dear. Lose some energy, try again. And no more grenades. So on the earlier levels, we managed to find a large number of grenades. By the time it gets to this point, they're becoming quite a rarity. And another graveyard-esque screen there without any gravestones on it. Some zombies really coming up on that screen. But there are a few bones scattered around. And that looks a peculiar hill there with a thing on top. That must signify something. But on this playthrough, I'll choose to ignore it, since I haven't got any grenades. And that guy booted me, blew me off onto the next screen. That certainly is a feature. On this screen we get some energy there over to the left, but I don't seem to see a way to get there. I think I had to blow my way in there from higher up. I didn't. So, no point trying to get in there now, mate. Let's head on into the next screen. And on this screen you find everything, chain guns and guys. So that's why they give you the extra energy there, and then you can pick the energy up after you've been gunned to death. That's a weapon upgrade. Always handy. Nothing up there, let's leave. And these guys can be really wasted now with that extra weapon. This is probably my favourite weapon in the whole game. No bonus up there. Can't blast my way up there, never mind. Down to 1 energy, but plenty of life. Well. And as you can see, lobbing chain guns and grenades and guys at you can wipe your lives down pretty quickly. And it gives you an extra bit of energy there, which is handy to remember. Look at all these grenades. Bang, bang, bang. And this reminds me of a rocket. Maybe there are bonuses there if you manage to climb that thing, but I can't imagine how you do that. So, on to the next one. And these guys, sometimes these guys are really hard to kill. They will fire minute traces of bullets, and it's really difficult to jump those things. I was looking there to get the first one right in the eye at the beginning, but as with the previous UFOs, if you get blasted or blown onto the next screen, or if you choose to do that, you can avoid the bulk of the firepower. And just to make sure those guys are dead, I don't want them reaching out from beyond the grave. You never know in this game. It looks cleverer than it is, and I'm sure the programmer won't mind me saying so. And exit the top of the level. And we're coming up to the end of the level now. And finishing off the last few guys falling over themselves to die. There you go. And if you follow those guns down, you can pick those up. But I choose to kill these guys instead. And on this screen, here's our escape route. It's a vehicle. It reminds me of the vehicle in Chiller, the C64 game. I've no idea why, because I'm sure the vehicle's pink in that game, but using this vehicle we can do a Dukes of Hazzard and get to the right side of the canyon, and we find another ship. So let's waste these imbeciles and get there. And another life. Down to 3. And it's always worth picking those extra guns up, just to make sure that the next level is easier than this one. So the graphics are pretty well drawn on this game. I have to say the high-res graphics look even better. And I have screen ripped those graphics, so I do know how well the main animation is on the main character. Really, really well defined. Those lights there, they do flash because of the screen ripper that I've used, but I really like the well, I almost said the cuteness of these graphics, but the well-defined graphics, very well done. Reminds me also of Exile, the game. And I suppose the one mission on this game is to have a jetpack. Seeing as you are a space ranger, that would seem the minimum requirement. But still, maybe that'll appear in later versions. That's the one good thing about this game. It is still under development. So, on this screen, as I've tried to highlight, you can climb those mountains for a mountain climbing bonus. And the first part can be achieved without any grenade antics. And there is a stray pixel on this mountain, so you can jump up there, but I think you need a grenade to get to the higher parts of that mountain. That triggers a bunch of guys, 6 guys at the bottom, who will wait patiently for you to make a wrong move. I'm not gaining anywhere on this mountain. I can't find any stray pixels, and if I try and lob a grenade at the mountain, which I'll about to do, it fires this, which appears to be a trophy. The grenade didn't do anything, but it did destroy a guy, which helps. Let's try again. And no, the grenade just bounced straight off the mountain. That's all my grenades used up. The grenades don't blow up that thing, whatever it is. So let's run on down there and see if we can collect it, like we can collect every other trophy. But we can't. So whatever that thing is, it must be some kind of bonus to do with the mountain climbing challenge. Still trying to pick that up. I can't, but I can nip down there and get that R. Not that I need it for the extra lives. So on the next stream we get a teleporter, and a succession of guys will teleport through that. Lobbing grenades into there doesn't have any effect. And this screen, look at this, it's a real onslaught through this swamp. I suppose you can throw grenades, but you've only got one left. And they wipe my lives down to the last one. So one screen can make all the difference in this game. and yet the next screen can be so much easier. Having said that, I've just lost my last life, so this is it. This is level 5, and this is the last life I'll show you on this playthrough guide. Let's cling desperately onto that and see how far we can get. These look like ice levels, or they actually remind me of the introduction to First Samurai with the oriental kind of screens there that thing has. So unintentionally this game tips off to other Amiga games. That's now the rocket launcher. So the guys still take 4 or 5 shots to knock out even with this thing, but it's better having it than the flaming items that we had earlier on. Maybe there's a flamethrower, I haven't discovered it yet. And it's essential to get rid of the guys before you think about picking up any of the items, because they will knock you out. But before that, let's have a look at this. I'm sure there must be something up this tower. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Must have already killed those guys. Yeah, in fact I did. And let's get in there. And there's a monster. It's always good to knock those out and pick those extra letters up. Surely I should have picked the word A up to get the extra life first of all, and then the other extra letters to get me most of the way there again, but I didn't. That's definitely a tip to remember. And on the director's chair there's a silver medal, a silver trophy. We can pick that up. And leap of faith, trying to conserve those extra energies. So I was down to 0, and now I've got 2 lives left, including the one that I'm on, before we find another death zone. Wow, balls firing energy at you, and then 3 UFOs. Let's see how easy this is. Throw the grenade there to kill one of them straight away. That worked, and I seem to have got rid of the other one. But these death screens, you never know, you could be wiped out on these screens. And so let's talk about the game. The sound is really well done, especially if you get the A1200 CPU behind you. The author has thoughtfully expanded the sound to take advantage of the 1200, and the game features meaty explosion sounds and firing sounds and sound effects. I like the sound of the guns being picked up, the classic and that kind of thing. There you go, I died. And the playability, novices can play this game on easy level. As I say, it could have done with an extra hard for the experienced players. And yeah, I really like Alien Fish Finger, and I can't recommend this game enough. Thank you. Hope to see you again soon.